Test. 1 2 3. 1 2 3. Yeah, I can't get away from this whole starting late thing. What can you do? The important thing is to show up every week, do what you said you will do, and have fun, right? So let's just do a mic check here. Mic check here. There we go. So microphone is on. What is going on, everyone? Let's not update here. Let's see, my man Eski retweeting the cast. Eski always with me, man. How are you doing? I'll be monitoring the comments. So if there is anything, just let me know. Let's first go over what happened last week. I mean, it wasn't as eventful week as the one before. The one before was completely crazy, with Wall Street bets and everything. But what I mentioned about raising the awareness of the issue with uppercase QR codes, that's there was some news on that front. One of that news is that I think we only now have Ledger Live left. So I've tweeted out that that we need Zeus and Ledger Live to add support for uppercase batch 32 addresses, and Zeus jumped right onto it. So yeah, that's done there. And for Ledger, Charles also jumped on the Twitter, said that he passed the message to the team. So this is great. I mean, maybe even the next week or maybe the week after, we will have episode where we will merge that PR. Where we will merge that PR and have BTC Pay server by default uppercase batch 32 addresses, and we will see who will complain then. But we did like this issue. I love this issue because everybody jumped on and helped test. I mean, testing was pretty detailed. The biggest problem when we uppercased before was that yeah, Cash App didn't yeah, like didn't support it. So it turned out to be like huge issue. But ever since, yeah, ever since, like, in Cash App fixed it pretty quickly, so I guess we could have re-enabled it, but it's better this way. Like a lot of people jumped in from different projects, and you know, helped out. So I think this will become a standard. One thing that I would love to see is if we can also like uppercase schema, but let's go slow. Let's go slow. Not break anything. So yeah, look for that in one of the future episodes of Sunday Coding with Uncle Rockstar. We will be Sunday uppercasing batch 32 addresses. PR is already in there, I think. Yeah, prepared it. See if there are any new comments. Don't hard code strings. Damn, Nicholas. How? Like, I disagree on this one because these prefixes will never change. Like, never. And just fetching it from. Yeah. Like, fetching it from here is kind of. I mean, too much, if you ask me. Because it's basically like, what is the source of truth? That's always something when you're coding and thinking. Um, what is the source of truth? Where is that data? Like, how do you fetch it? And I don't know if Emperor says this, then we will do this, but it's so funny. Like, look at how you're fetching prefixes. Yeah, but we'll see in that future episode. Um, good sounds. Yeah, Aski, I need you maybe to DJ these one of these episodes. That would be fun. I always remember that crabs music video. Like, you need to link to that one so we can show it during the this episode. Yeah. So, oh, yeah, good sounds. And on YouTube, I see Umar is there. Again, the way that I find Umar's profile is, yeah, Altov, and then, yeah, where is Dodge? I mean, this is travesty. I mean, look at this, Umar. Like, I can't find any of your tweets, subtweeting Mike. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Doggy man. There we go. Tradition preserved. And same with Umar. So, yeah. So that's what we have for last week. This week we said that we will deal with um, loop, because that's the only thing left as for my assignment in BTC Pay server, like issue that I have assigned. So how will we do that? How will we do that? Lightning Labs loop. Because what a loop, yeah, it's like non-custodial off on-chain bridge. Interesting description. Mm, Basically, this is what a lot of merchants have been asking, because what loops allows you is to refill your channels or take some Bitcoin out of the channels. Um, the problem for implementation is that a loop, yeah, requires a compatible version of LND running. And when I was reading these instructions, like, these instructions are kind of optimized for running loop locally. So yeah, step one here is first need LND running, right? So you need to make sure that LND has all of these sub-services. So yeah, once that's up and running, the thing is here that you need to start LND and unlock it. So that's the step one. After LND is not only installed but running, then you can get to the loop. You build loop from source, and then you have it. Then once you have it, all these commands with starting the loop should come after LND is unlocked. So that's the thing. Unlocking LND still is, it's kind of adventure, I would say, because when you start LND, the thing is, when you're starting it locally, it's easy because, yeah, you're already in terminal. But when you're starting LND on any kind of server, like you're starting it on BTC Pay server, then the whole thing, yeah, changes to big adventure. So the way that we do it in BTC Pay server is, let's look into it, because we have a special fork of LND repository, and you can get it by going to BTC Pay server slash LND slash LND. So yeah, this is the repository, and the way that I'm maintaining this one is that I'm just fetching from the source repository. So let's look at it. Yeah, see, it's quite fun. It's quite fun. There are a bunch of branches. Oh, see, there is already a release candidate for 12.1 beta. And the thing is, yeah, I try to keep master branches in sync. Although the way that I do it, like master branch, is to make sure master branch is like the first thing that you see when you hit repository. So originally we had just copy of LND's readme file, and obviously that was no good because this is just description of LND. What BTC Pay server repository is, it's yeah, fork of LND that contains all the goodies that we need to run LND in BTC Pay server. And yeah, I've completely changed that and started linking to our Docker Hub, Docker Hub containers, like in images on Docker Hub. So if, for example, yeah, you need 0.12.0 beta image that we LND image that we use in BTC Pay server, yeah, it's here. Now the reason this one doesn't work is because since yesterday I was doing a bit of experimenting, because in version 0.12 we are switching from doing bunch of our stuff and like in our LND fork to uh, switching to use the options that they have added to LND in order to support for. And one of those options is not requiring transport layer security on REST like listener. So what happened since yesterday is because I was experimenting a lot, and now yeah, this link is broken. But that's why we have yeah this Sunday stream, so we can fix stuff and see how to fix it, you know, and live during the stream. So yeah, if you navigate here, all these old um, images should be there. So if you need them for whatever reason, and also obviously if somebody's running BTC Pay server and hasn't updated, they need these images. Uh, this one is actually, like, I think it's not still public and used on BTC Pay server, which is why I broke it. But yeah, let's go one by one. Let's first look at that switch. Look at that switch that we had. So it's GitHub BTC Pay server, then LND. No. Let's go LND here. Okay, so pull requests. Did I do any of the pull requests here? No. I think I did everything in a lightning library that we also have. So maybe I should link that library here. Yeah, because as a part of BTC Pay server whole organization, we have this BTC Pay server lightning library. It's a C# library allowing you to interact with all like Lightning Network implementation. So you get various Lightning Network clients. And in here, there was a pull request where I was describing that L&D was adding this option, was adding no rest TLS option. Yes. So what we had in BTC Pay server, we had this option like no TLS, and they added no rest TLS in the end. So let's first look into that, because while going through the Lightning implementation, like in repository, L&D repository yesterday, I found out like a small bug. Maybe we can, yeah, this is it. Maybe we can submit a pull request, because address go, where is address go? ln config. So let's go here. ln config. And we go address. So what was it? Enforce safe use of TLS. Yeah. No TLS specified. So here is small typo. We will now open pull request, because what is no rest TLS? Now let's see if it changed as a terminal parameter as well. The command line. Yeah, it is. So there we go. We will now be L&D contributors all together. Unless somebody on the stream first, like, opens PR first. They'll be like, oh, sorry, I'm first. So, no rest TLS, right? And we say, okay, let's see what's the convention. Like, how are they writing commit messages? RPC. Good one. Is there like prefixes? Are they explained in the contribution guide? Commit. Okay. Help me out here, crew. Like in comments. Let's now see comments. Umar, Mike is posting too much Doge stuff. Well, he needs to post it, because now Elon is pumping Doge, which is ridiculous, of course. But what can you do? Never a boring day in crypto, right? Blockchain. I love that like IBM's blockchain division is going. Yeah, everybody's fired. The blockchain didn't turn out to be what everybody's like. Oh, blockchain is magical. Yeah, it's just like chain of blocks. Come on, people. Time chain and the rest of the stuff. Craziness. But yeah, uh, Mike is pumping Elon's bags. Exactly. Yeah, Elon needs more money. Yeah. What would be funny if we can get Udi, like, to start the whole uh, have fun staying poor, Elon. Yeah. Yeah, it's not rich enough. Let's see. Well, where it is. Let's came to this. Yeah. Is there a have fun staying poor like thread here? I will be disappointed. I will be disappointed. Like, there is no have fun staying poor thread. Yeah. Oh, all the influencers. Craziness. Craziness. So, what you do now is, yeah, just let's go here, and then H, exactly. Let's go with H. Have fun staying poor. But to get back to L&D contribution code spacing, according to convention outline in Go project. See, like if you do this, like you'll never become a Rockstar developer. So what you do instead is let's just wing it, right? So um, we'll just say fix um, fix, and we say correct parameter no TLS parameter in error message. See? And then being a rock star, you go 51. Yeah, who can stop us? And let's see my PR. PR here, yeah, create a pull request, lightning master, lightning there, batch one, batch one. Well, what can we do? Read content, yes, I did it. See how pull requests. Yuri. Of course, like you did everything. So you just go X, X, X. I can't wait for Lightning Labs team to watch this stream because they watched the last one and I got some feedback. It will be fun. Yes, yes, I did all of this. Exactly. So create pull requests. Bam. Now look at my masterful pull request passing all the linting and checks. Phenomenal. But yeah, can't wait if there are any comments on this. Nah, 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 nah. Yeah, yes, it does. There we go. But we must not allow Twitter to distract us too much. We need to get back to L&D. So now we have this no rest TLS option, and we are using it in our own like BTC Pay server, uh, BTC Pay server L&D image. Another thing that I've discovered with this is that we actually need to disable that check, because let's take a look at how we do deployment in BTC Pay server Docker repository. So the repository that BTC Pay server uses by default to deploy BTC Pay server instances is this BTC Pay server Docker repository. And in here you will find all the different fragments that you can enable in your BTC Pay server installation. So for example, if you're saying, yeah, you just want Bitcoin, then this fragment will be used, and in the generation of like resulting Docker Compose file that will be used to, start all the Docker services on your server. But if you say you also want LND, uh, or you can say you want C Lightning, you can say you want declare. But for our purposes, let's say that you will be deploying LND as your Lightning implementation, then this Docker fragment also starts playing. And few things then happen here. Number one, there is LND image, like one of those images that we were just showing, is like this whole service is added to your resulting Docker Compose file. And obviously, yeah, you're using our LND image. Container name is fixed so that some of the operations with containers, um, they depend on this variable. Then, yeah, restart and last stop, so on and so forth. And then all the environment variables. Um, Plus, you're exposing the port 9735, so obviously uh, other LNDs can connect to you. Plus, locally, what you're doing in the local network, you're exposing both this port 9735 and also 8080, which is the uh, port through which you have LND's REST API exposed. But the important thing is this is exposed only in that local Docker network. And then, yeah, a little bit more stuff, which is like LND Bitcoin data directory, mapping. Then also by default, we are deploying ride lightning. So all this stuff, environment variables required for RTL are in there. And then BTC Pay server itself gets 5 new environment variables injected if you're also mm, using this fragment. Finally, yeah, Bitcoin D. Can see Nicholas being upset with LND not working with cookie file. So what happens is that Bitcoin D gets a new RPC auth parameter. And finally, NGINX has some of the mappings, because what we allow through NGINX is to hit your LND instance, like LND container directly. So, um, so yeah, all this stuff gets added. And another thing that's here is really important is if you enable Tor. So if you enable Tor, there are few things that also impact LND Bitcoin, because we also want you to be able to access your LND instance over Tor. So this stuff is also in there. However, in order to hit your LND instance now, we can't kind of tell you the host name. So that becomes quite complicated, which is why, going all the way back, what happens is that we register REST listener on like all interfaces, and RPC listener like on all interfaces. However, what happens, well, like there is now a small conflict with this. If we go back to the PR that we were just opening, or the code, let's look into the code, because it's the same lines. Now what happens is that, number one, we disable REST TLS, but then what this thing does is it sees that we're listening like on all the interfaces and then throws the error saying, yeah, I won't start, which is why we need to comment it out. We're like, no, I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm hiding you behind Nginx. So, like, don't refuse to start. But this is one of the things that we like, why we need to maintain the fork. And like, I had quite some fun yesterday figuring this one out, which you can see, yeah, like another try pushing the version that should work. Uh, all in all, yeah, what we should do here is like we should re rebase this branch, like make it prettier, and then open PR, because we will use this LND 0.12, like our fork, in order to like push it out and update all the BTC Pay server instances. So I guess we should start fixing stuff. But before we do that, let's see, are there any more comments, observations? Oh, we already got to you. Nice. Okay, well, let's see if by the end of the Sunday coding with Uncle Rockstar, like, there will be full have fun staying poor to Elon. Okay, but let's see. So what we need to do, we need to uh, fix the README link to 0.12 beta in LND, and then open the PR for BTC Pay server Docker repository. Okay, let's do that. So first, LND disabling check. This is 0.12 beta. We can say, let's turn off all the other branches, and let's say, so this old branch will not work. So let's delete that branch. Oh, we don't need to force delete, it's merged. But we can say, okay, for the future we want to preserve this one, so we say version 0.12.0 beta, new branch, and push it to origin. No, this is one thing that I'm now really disliking in source tree. They messed up pushing of these branches if branch doesn't exist on the remote, like an origin. So I need to keep switching. I'll see if I can find some fix for this. And if somebody from who is watching this live stream already knows what the fix is, like, help me out here. So yeah, there's that. Okay, we preserve the version string. Tag is there. Now we just need to fix the master. And link to proper image on Docker Hub. Yeah. So we go to LND. Let's go to some old tag. Okay. Okay, so this is the new tag, which is proper. Okay, and we're already on the master. We go here, we open the README file, we update the link. There's that. Control Shift C, like staging everything, and we say update the README to fix a link to 12.12.0. Do I do V? I don't. Okay. On Docker Hub. There we go. And we push that to master on origin. And now when somebody comes to our beautiful repository and clicks, they will have the good link. Okay, so that's it. So that's it. Number 2, open the PR for BTC Pay Server Docker repository. Let's go. So we go to, let's keep closing this stuff. I kind of want to keep this one open to see the comment on PR. Yeah, let's keep that one open. But over here, we could have linked also this repository. I mean, let's do it. What do you say, crew? Should we also link this repository? Base server lightning. Let's do it. And we say, come on, to add link to our the C# lightning clients, and another push. So there's that. Now let's go to BTC Pay Server Docker repository and look into pull requests that we're going to open. So BTC Pay Server Docker. Sunday coding, yeah. Let's just use the other branch instead of building a new one. Just delete this one. Okay, beta failed. Oh, see, I had way more failures than this one. But you don't show these, just hide them. Like, no, this never happened. And yeah, now we just have 4 commits, and what we want to do is maybe squash all of these and just leave this commit as informational, so that it's like obvious that we wanted to switch to situation where oh, so we wanted to switch to here. Like we wanted to switch to this, like where you only hit a host name, but yeah, like it wouldn't work. This is the only one that works. So not REST-TLS. Let's see if there is anything valuable in these commits, because if there is nothing valuable in these 3 commits, we can just drop them. So let's see. Initially fixing the readme, that's fine, and we were adding the host name that we are hitting to unlock the wallet. We were making sure RPC host is there, updating the parameter, TLS extra domain. We actually don't need that one now. So then, because that was failing, I tried with LND, that wouldn't work, obviously. The host name wouldn't work. And then finally, when LND image got updated, this started working. Kind of feeling that we can like dump all 3 of these commits. Okay, let's maybe do that, and then we can even amend this one commit. So how will we dump these three commits. So we're gonna say get 3 base last 4 commits. Let's go. So we'll just say drop, drop, drop. You're all getting dropped. And now our local branch, yeah, will be completely different. However, let's see, so LND, Bitcoin, no rest, TLS. This looks pretty good, actually. Yeah, yeah, I would say like we keep this as is. So we just say sorry remote branch, you're gone, push. Yes. And if we now go to BTC Wizard Docker, we can see that we can open up pull request. We can mention Nicholas so he can join, and we can explain that we need to keep using our GitHub BTCP server fork because of nginx and Tor we need to listen to register listener on the problem is like, well, there will need to be some kind of rewriting so that this works. I don't think we have any rewriting when you're hitting it over Tor or nginx. Just leave it for Emperor and he will see. And I'll also make sure this is draft. And note, putting it in draft so you don't merge it until we talk about details regarding details. Yeah, let's go with that. So yeah, if this is merged in BTC Page server Docker repository, that's all needed, and then everybody that's running BTC Page server and updates, they would jump on LND 0.12.0 beta. But this episode, yeah, was supposed to also be about loop and how do we get loop in. That's actually, see, we're keep going with checks. Well, getting loop in is quite interesting, taking into account what we do in order to unlock LND so that it starts. And what happens is that if you take a look at Docker file definition of what we're doing, so we're doing a bunch of stuff in here. First, yeah, we are building LND binary and then generating this new image, defining some environment variables, creating appropriate directories, defining volume, copying the binaries, copying two of our scripts. So first script is this entry point, which is like which is entry point. Yeah, and then the second script is yeah, Marvel and Bash Foo on that allows you to unlock your L&D instance. And if it's not initialized, like first initialize it. So it also like initializes and unlocks L&D. So if we take a look at entry script, there is a bunch of stuff happening here. So obviously if you are there are yeah two main branches here with if you're executing LND or LNCLI, all this preparation happens for you. If you're executing something else like SH, then yeah, then all this stuff is not executed for you. But in here you can see like this script is really old. I mean, I just whenever I see Litecoin, I know this was done like way back, and the whole point here was to create everything needed, and then also yeah, if you have Tor, then there is a special registration where you say okay, external IP on which we also need to listen is added to LND config. Finally, when you get to this point, this is where that in its script hits, and there is a check. If there is a legacy installation of LND with no seed backup, then we just give you warning and that's it. But if it's like a new version, then we have, as I said, bash foo script that essentially waits until LND started with yeah this command, and then yeah, if LND is not initialized, then we initialize it. If it's already initialized, then we just unlock LND instance with this. And here is now the thing. Considering this is LND repository, how will we build? How will we also like build loop binary? And I was looking at different options in here, and I think the best option is just to start from scratch and just copy required files, because in here the, this file doesn't need to be in this repository. I mean, uh, because it's just like copying. This file could just be separate Docker file, which if we're starting from scratch, I guess it will be great exercise and somebody who is interested in like how do I build my Docker containers. So let's do that. I've created this folder. So okay, let's open that folder in VS Code, and yeah, let's have a new file. Not new file. Let's copy that file from over there. So we go to LND. While I'm doing that, feel free to ask questions or suggest how I should do this. Okay, LND with loop, there we go. There is our Docker file, and we will also need these two files, entry point and init unlock. And now instead of copying everything from here, we will need to get the files from Git, like the best option. So we can get it from our LND fork. So how do you do that? Well, it's pretty simple. Let's go here. So work directory. No, I don't need work directory. I need to run. Get clone. Do I have get? Yeah, okay, I have get. So I need to clone from up here, git, and I'll clone that to go source github common etc base server lnd, and that's that. Yes, and then we're saying, okay, we don't want that, we want that to be work directory, and then we proceed with make. Okay, perfect. So this is like build lnd binary. And we say we build a loop binary. So with loop, no, we don't want to. We want to see that we succeeded, like all the tests passed. With loop, is loop here or no? Loop is on Lightning Labs. Yes. So to build a loop, how you do that? You do get clone. You go into command loop, okay, and then you go install. Okay. So if I want to build Docker container, I will also go get clone github.com, and I go Lightning Labs loop, and that will go to right. However, we need to be in command and then go install. So we'll say that work directory is Lightning Labs loop command, and then we will pump it. And then we will run go install that, and that should do it, I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why it shouldn't. The only thing here is that, yeah, so we're copying binaries. We'll also copy loop D. I think there is a loop and loop D, right? Yeah, loop D, and then there is a loop. Yes. So this should build it for us. So we will have image, Docker image, like with both LND and loop binaries. So how do we now essentially start this? So okay, maybe terminal. Okay, so let's build that Docker image. So Docker build. Feel free to pull any dependencies, and how does it go? It's like tag. Yes, tag is with T, and we say this will be Rockstar Dev, obviously. Like when you're building local images, you can do whatever, like local la la la, you know, LND with loop, and then, you know, whatever is the version. So, but if you are having Docker Hub account, then this, like I have like Rockstar Dev, this needs to be prefixed like this, so that I know that this is my Docker Hub username, and then the name of the image, and then the version, and optionally architecture. So we go like this, and we say, okay, file is Linux AMD, I don't want dot this, but because it's here. So how we build it. So now, yeah, it's going through steps. So we're already step 6. Nice. Yeah, make. Because one of the problems that I have with Loop is that when you're developing a BTC Pay server locally, you need to have Bitcoin D is obviously started in reg test mode. A Loop actually doesn't have support for reg test, but Lightning Labs, like Rosebeef, let me know, and that they're working on it. So what would be quite cool if we could add Loop right in here and then do some testing. But right now we can't. So if if I want to test my beautiful Docker container that I'm just building, um, it it would need to like I would need to have a testnet server with testnet. So okay, so let's see. Something is not working because autocomplete is yeah. Autocomplete always destroys me. So I would expect that failed. Yeah, match no packages. There is no command. So if it fails, just try again. Oh man, 157. Well, how will I ever build loop? Like you see people sounds reckless with Mike. I'll need to switch this to Sunday memes with Uncle Rockstar. See, whenever I start with like real development, I run out of time. So, but we at least built this container, and this container now, like if I want to push it to Docker Hub, like I already have have a repository which is like LND with loop, but the way that I would push this now over there is git push rockstar dev LND with loop, and we say so this. Oh no, not git. No, Docker. Docker push, and we can now have this image, I guess, for next week, because this is just the start. Now that I'm like looking at this and thinking about it, we're missing a bunch of stuff. Like this Docker entry point is usually just LND, so it won't start loop. Um, and we need to start loop after LND is unlocked. So my experimentation were telling me it will go likely here. But but yeah, at least now if we go to hub docker we go rockstar dev LND with loop. Yes, there should be 2 tag. No, just 1. Oh, and this is our image, which I guess we can then keep expanding for the next week, because the way that this will now work is I would need to pull this image on some BTC Pay server installation that I maintain that has testnet, so because it doesn't work on regtest, loop doesn't work on regtest, and I actually have one instance. Yeah, this is it. This is like testnet instance. Uh, So yeah, and everybody now on stream seeing my weak password. But I guess that's what we can then do next week. We get loop up and running on this instance, and maybe even get see how it works from Ride the Lightning, because Ride the Lightning actually has a UI for loop, but yeah, it doesn't work for me because obviously I'm not running loop on this server. But that may change next week. I just need to, I just need to start stronger. I'm telling you, now looking already an hour passed, and I'm only getting warmed up with real development in here. But I hope this was helpful so far. I see no comments on development. I need people that are watching stream. Come on, we need more programming comments. Otherwise, we can just switch to trolling billionaires. Let's see, did we succeed? At least on that? Okay, maybe. Okay, yeah, okay. I'll just become a radio host then. No, no real deep programming and bash scripts and everything else. I'll just be okay. But it seems we failed here as well. So have Rockstar token. Okay, so have fun. Okay, have foo. Oh no, it's Anne. Nice. Maybe I can cheat. So have fun. I'll go with S. Now this is now my stream will be flagged. Sorry, all young people. Sorry. Have fun. Okay, we'll see if this finishes. But I guess then next week we continue with loop, and maybe I do some work to see also how I can get a lit to work on BTC Pay server, because this is something I spoke with Olalu on. Is lit here? Lit. Why is lit not here? So a mm, lightning network lit. No. where is where is lit? Okay, it's a lightning terminal. No, that's the way. Look, I'm looking at my bookmarks. Because with lit we would run into problem, since it wouldn't work over Tor. Like LND is the LND would have that check of is it TLS enabled or not, and we wouldn't be able to expose LND directly through our NGINX and Tor. So I would need to play a little bit with this one. And that's what I will do during this week, and then next week hopefully we put loop in history books, enable it for all BTC Pay server merchants and people who are running instances, and then we go forward. So that's it for this week, people. It was a pleasure having you all on the stream. Hopefully you enjoyed my beautiful voice. You had fun staying poor. So we'll repeat that next week as well. So see you Sunday 1 p.m. CDT next week. Bye.